All right, let's go over some setting KPIs really quick. Before we do that, I do want to explain the expectations everyone should have of appointment setters, right? So, expectations are not the same as goals. Goals are your targets, what you want to hit. Expectations are bare minimum standards that your setters and even closers as well, they need to hit. It's what you're going to do this week with 100% accuracy, right? Like this is what you have to do. That's the expectation. Now, these are the numbers you should hit, even if shit hits the fan. That doesn't mean you set extremely conservative expectations. Just because you know you have to do this minimal amount, don't bring the minimal amount lower for your setters, right? You still push yourself and be bold while remaining as accurate as possible. And as a coach, right, as a sales coach or as a sales agency owner, you're also going to be coaching them constantly. You want to get your team or teams to a point where they're setting expectations to where if they do everything in their control correctly, they have about a 70% chance of hitting their numbers, whether that's being revenue, cash collected, their own personal commissions, very high chances. And this will stretch them while still allowing them to remain accurate and build confidence and obviously always hit your minimum KPIs, which you should be able to determine. That being said, here's some standards, in my opinion, that I make my appointment setters to just live up to. If you cannot qualify for this, this isn't working on one of our offers or one of our teams isn't right for you. So number one, if you don't hit your daily KPIs for 2 days straight, I will give you the opportunity to leave. Remember when we said KPIs, the minimum standard, the expectation, that is worst case scenario, right? If you don't want to be making at least 5 to 10K a month starting out, then you shouldn't be on the team. I believe in sales, 70-80% of the battle is just having that level of drive and motivation and hunger. If you don't have that, I'll show you the door. If you don't communicate with the team and ask for help, it is not going to work out. Again, if you measure KPIs for a couple of days straight and you ask no one for help, there's a problem. And then 70 is usually the number that I set as a standard. 70 meetings a month is minimum. It's easily doable. It's like 6 working days a week. It's like 2 point something meetings a day. Granted, as long as the lead flow and all that stuff is there, no reason why every setter should not be doing 70 meetings a day. And I'll make sure you can have anything you want. That being said, let's go over the KPIs for first. We'll start with phone setters. Okay. So for phone setters, 300 minimum a day dials. 300 dials. Let me write that in here. Dials a day is minimum. Anything after that is going to show me your drive. Anything below that is not accepted for 2 days straight. New outreach to leads, 10 to 20% should be your pickup rate. Now we use power dialers and we also use connection boost, local presence, all that stuff to make sure our pickup rate is floating around this number. For the year of 2024. It was on the money, on 20% on the higher end of things. And ideally, we want to keep it to, close to that this year as well. Then from pickup rate to quality conversation should be 50 to 60%. If this number is lower, that means your marketing is the issue. It's not really sales. If only 20% of the people that your setters are actually speaking to, people who pick up the phone and they're actually speaking to, are qualified, then your marketing needs a little bit more tweaking. Whatever avenue your marketing is using might not be the best. Then out of that, pickup rate to quality convos should be about 50 to 60%. And quality convos to booked meetings expected is 15 to 25%. Worst case has to be 10%. So if my setter is speaking to 20, 30 people out of everyone they call, say they call 300 people, 10% pickup, 30% pickup, and they book 3 meetings, they're right on the money, right on KPIs. That's why these numbers are put in place, because I already know what numbers they need to hit for them to automatically book, 2, 3 calls a day. Book the appointment, and then if your show rate dwindles below 65%, again, this is a 2-man job. This is the setter's goal as well as the closer. The closer also has to take a little bit of responsibility for the show rate. And then you have 65% minimum appointment showed. So if your no show rate goes higher than 35%, there's a problem. You need to change something. All right. These are the KPIs for phone setters. Let's get to DM setters. Again, 100 a day minimum outreach. All right. Anything below this, problem. This is minimum every single day. Doesn't have to be on one platform because I do know platforms limit you. But if you combine, let's say you're doing social media, you combine IG, you combine Facebook, you combine LinkedIn. Between the three, if you're doing 100 outreaches, you should be fine. You can also purchase multiple accounts on each platform. So then, out of the 100 conversations you're having every day, you should be doing follow ups to about 40 to 60 every single day because you will have conversations here, right? A lot lower, but you will have conversations. Out of the 40 to 60 follow ups you're having, again, if you're not having 40 to 60 follow ups, just quickly touch on this, your outreach message isn't optimized. Okay. Out of the follow ups, you should have 12 to 25 decent conversations, right? People actually entertaining what you're telling them. You send them a personalized loom, you send them whatever it is, whatever structure you have in place for your DM setters. You should have 12 to 25 different conversations, solid conversations, out of which you will send a booking link to 5 to 10 people, meaning 5 to 10 of those are like, okay, you know what? This is worth a conversation. Send me the calendar link. They do. And you should have, out of the 5 to 10 booking links sent, 80% should book, 3 to 7 meetings booked out of the booking links sent in the DMs. And then again, same thing as above here. As far as the show rate, it's got to be 65% minimum. And then the appointment shows. All right. These are basic numbers. There's other nuances that go on depending on the offer you're on. But hopefully, this gives you some insight into if you're running your own offer right now, or if you run a sales agency and you need help with your setting processes or setting KPIs. You don't know what numbers to make sure your team is able to track or your team should be performing at. Hopefully, this gives you a little bit of insight. And that's it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.